this a must-attend event for economic developers with the site selections portion of this and supply chain? And what do you think distinguishes it from other events that economic developers are attending?
It is focused on logistics and supply chain. And going forward, I mean, the world is constantly changing. We recently had an election. We've talked about geopolitics, the Panama Canal. I mean, all these forces that none of us really can control are affecting us every single day. And then you throw in on top of supply chain and logistics, you talk about AI and automation. These are key factors that are going to affect economic development success across the United States, whether you're rural or whether you're urban, a city, a county, or region. This topic is one that needs to be kind of understood a little bit better. And we hope to, through this forum in 2025, deepen everyone's understanding of some of those market shifts so that we all can be better practitioners. We all can understand the challenges, but also the opportunities in working with the companies in our backyard or as part of our recruitment process.
I think the conference does a really good job of building on those personal relationships, the one-on-one meetings, getting to actually sit and talk to someone for more than, a minute or two. The interactions really kind of drive maybe additional questions, or maybe you learn something about yourself, your organization, or maybe you learn something about the speaker you're speaking with. I think there's a really nice balance between sessions and those meetings. A lot of conferences really pack almost too much into conferences. You don't really get a chance to work on the relationship and networking aspect. And I think this conference really sets up great for that, both the way the schedule is built out. And again, I think the venue being out in the mountains really adds to kind of a more relaxed setting that really is beneficial to build those relationships and cultivate those kind of next steps maybe in understanding, how to get a project to move forward.
How can economic developers take advantage of this time, and what should they do or not do for the meetings?
Have a conversation and build the relationship with that person in front of you, whether they're from the company, from a site selection entity, but really ask those questions that, what are the market forces that keeps them up at night? What are their clients saying about what's happening in supply chain and logistics? Come armed with questions, because this is the time to have one-on-one discussions. And again, to make you, the participant, smarter, but also to educate, the person you're sitting in front of about some of the things that you're seeing and hearing, and also about, why your community is one of the best.
Don't get so far down in the details. Make sure that the person you're speaking with, understands where you're at, understands those really kind of critical key things that differentiate you from other communities. Maybe there's like one or two things you're really good at, really highlight and focus on those. Sometimes I see folks really try to get too far into the details and get, really down deep. And, it's really more about building that relationship. You can focus on kind of what you do best in those meetings. I think that's really the most beneficial.
Why did you feel it was important to take on the role of co-educational director?
I'm super excited for the upcoming forum. As you mentioned, I have been a speaker in the past, and my passion is within economic development. And I think this forum touches on a key aspect of economic development that is sometimes overlooked, and that is the supply chain and logistics side of this industry. And us going forward as an industry, it's going to impact us greatly. So I'm excited for 2025 and the forum to come about. Again, with it being a passion of mine, I appreciate the opportunity to get some speakers involved that are going to highlight the ever-changing topic of supply chain, because at the end of the day, economic development matters. I'm a big believer that jobs change family trees, and the more we can talk about economic development, the more we can sharpen our swords, so to speak, to continue to fight the good fight, to bring about jobs that are going to change communities, change the lives of people, change families. It's something that, again, needs to be talked about. So super excited to join you, to join the team, and to take this forum to a new level.
Well, I attended the conference last year. Thought it was a really great venue. Thought had some really good content, good networking with the kind of folks that I'm trying to reach out and connect to, and I just really enjoyed myself. So I wanted to kind of duplicate that experience for others going forward that maybe hadn't got to participate or had participated historically.
What else can they expect from the conference? Obviously, it's at a great location. We are in Beaver Creek in July. You can't beat the weather. You can't beat the surrounding. But what else can you know?
I think it's going to be a fantastic environment. I think the food's going to be superb. And, the other thing I would say is this is a little smaller type environment that you can have, beyond the one-on-ones, you can actually build some relationships that, the economic development community is a small community, and it's one that we continue to lean on each other. So I think with, the environment, with the location, and who's in attendance, I think those that choose to participate, which they all should, are going to walk away with the feeling that, I'm glad I attended that conference.
Have calm time, just interact and get to know the folks that are at the conference, both any of the site selectors or developers that are there, but also, your peers that are there, because nobody's ever had a problem that hasn't already been faced by someone else. So developing all of those relationships and kind of that really just awesome environment with all the kind of restaurants and the hiking and just other stuff that can do that the schedule allows you to get out and enjoy, I think is really beneficial. And really, from somebody that attends 10 to 12, 15, 20 conferences a year, I think it's the best venue that I've attended.